Now on 4 News Now at 6, a former Cheney High School teacher is being accused of sexually abusing students. We'll explain why the school district is being sued in connection to these claims.
Get ready for more record-breaking temperatures on Saturday. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get and when you can expect a cool down in the first alert forecast.
A push for women to get mammograms every year. Why doctors say it's important for you to go beyond the standard recommendation. You're watching 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
The record-breaking heat is here, and it is only going to get hotter this weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see just how hot it's going to get. Chris.
Well, even hotter than today. On the way for tomorrow, 87 degrees was our high today. That has broken the record of 85 set back in 2006. Around the region, temperatures were in the 90s in many locations, including 92 in Lewiston, 93 in Moses Lake. It was also 92 in Omak. We're going to see more 90s on this map tomorrow, including in Spokane. Our forecast high of 90 degrees. We're just about exactly a month early by average for our first 90-degree day. 86 is our record for tomorrow, and that record dates back to 1928. Here's a look at our temperatures currently around the region. Almost 90 in downtown Spokane. We are well into the 80s throughout the Spokane area. If you're heading out to a Friday night dinner, you will not need a sweater tonight. We'll be slow to cool too. 90 in Grand Coulee. Presently, it's still 92 in Omak, 81 in Sandpoint, and 82 degrees in Bonners Ferry. Expect temperatures to stay in the 80s through the evening. We do have that wildfire haze on the horizon, but our air quality is in the moderate range and may dip down into the unhealthy for sensitive group range by tomorrow morning. I'll have more on that, plus tell you about some thunderstorms in the forecast both Saturday and to a greater extent on Sunday. That's in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. We go now to breaking news out of Asotin County. Prosecutor and coroner Ben Nichols died after a motorcycle crash today. The sheriff's office says he was initially rushed to St. Joseph Regional Medical Center in Lewiston. His injuries were so bad he was flown to Sacred Heart, and that is where he died.
The crash happened near the intersection at Critchfield Road and Swallows Nest Drive in South Clarkston. Deputies say a man driving an SUV made a left turn in front of Nichols and crashed into his motorcycle. A former music director with the Cheney School District is facing a growing number of accusations that he sexually abused students at several schools.
Tonight, we're learning about several lawsuits that have been filed against the Cheney School District. In conjunction with those claims, our Jordan Smith is in studio to explain why the school district is involved in these suits and how far back these claims actually go. Jordan.
Well, Aaron, these lawsuits are piling up involving Michael Alstead, who was the former music director for Cheney High School back in 1982 until 1986. And at least one student who attended Cheney High School during that time frame is speaking out. She says she was a member of the band, and Alstead sexually abused her for 2 years while she was a minor. In this lawsuit, the victim, who we will not name, says the first incident of sexual assault took place at the Cheney Middle School percussion room. The next instance at the Cheney High School band room. Now, this lawsuit claims that the Cheney School District was aware of this abuse and failed to report it. And one of the many reasons that that is important is because in 1986, Alstead resigned from Cheney and was hired at the Aberdeen School District, where multiple students during that time frame have come forward with similar allegations.
The claim against Cheney School District is that they knew specifically that he'd been involved in sexual abuse complaints that were virtually verified, and then said nothing to the Aberdeen School District after they were going through their process of checking references to determine whether they should hire him.
And as I mentioned, Alstead had been the subject of many lawsuits, the first of which back in 2018, when a former Aberdeen student came forward and a $2 million settlement was reached. Now, since then, 3 other lawsuits have emerged involving his abuse, where the victims have gone after both the Cheney and Aberdeen school districts. Most recently, a victim settled for $700,000 who says she was groomed and assaulted in 1989. And once again, citing neither school district took action to report Alstead's behavior.
And this is really a message to a school district who knows it might have a sexual abuser, that if they urge that person to leave, and they do, but they get a call from another school district, they had better make sure that they're candid about what the problems are.
Notice that these are civil lawsuits and not criminal lawsuits. And the reason being that the statute of limitations for these charges have expired, meaning this happened so long ago that Alstead cannot be criminally tried. Now, in this lawsuit involving the former Cheney High School student, that is scheduled for trial 6 months from now. We reached out to the Cheney School District about this lawsuit, and they declined to comment. In studio tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. New at 6 o'clock, a man is in jail tonight following an hours-long standoff in Spokane Valley. It happened near East Maxwell and North Far Road. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says a woman called saying her boyfriend was inside her home with her keys, and she said she couldn't leave. She also told them she had children inside the home. Deputies surrounded the house and identified 25-year-old Jacob Haley as the suspect. They believed he could be armed, and he refused to come out at first, but a few hours later he did surrender and was arrested.
On Monday, the man accused of killing Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin will be arraigned. That's when Brian Kohberger will enter a plea. If he pleads not guilty, a trial will be scheduled. Kohberger was indicted by a grand jury earlier this week, making his preliminary hearing unnecessary. Kohberger could face the death penalty if convicted. Prosecutors have not yet said if they will seek it, but attorneys have been appointed who are qualified to handle capital cases. We'll have a team in the courtroom Monday morning to bring you the latest details.
If you have an old, tattered American flag that needs to be retired, tomorrow is your chance to exchange it for a brand new one. It's the Great American Flag Swap at Parr Lumber in Northeast Spokane. Just swing by between 8 a.m. and noon tomorrow, and they'll give you a brand new American-made flag in exchange for your old flag. You'll have to act quick, though. They only have 75 flags to swap. Parr Lumber is at 4111 East Francis.
We are closer than ever before to a full closure of Camp Hope. Today, just 21 people remain at the encampment. Of the hundreds who have left, some have gone to local shelters like the Track and Catalyst. Others have found affordable housing in the city.
Some are getting jobs with the help of a program through WashDOT and Catholic Charities called PEP, or the Pre-Employment Preparation Program. Bronte Sorotsky joins us from the shrinking encampment tonight with more about this program and what's next for those who are still at the camp.
Well, last year, hundreds of people called Camp Hope home. Today, that number is down to just 21. And even earlier today, 7 people that were formerly living at this camp graduated from this program from WashDOT, getting ready to enter the workforce for the first time in years.
You know, it's a small step for most. It's a big step for us.
From homelessness to hope. On Friday, Ross August graduated from WashDOT's Pre-Employment Preparation Program, or PEP for short.
Going into the workforce, you know, it gives you some social skills, some tool skills, tool assets.
For the past 4 weeks, August and 6 of his fellow graduates have learned a mix of skills to help them get back into the workforce.
Going from Camp Hope to where we lived, to this is great.
At Camp Hope, where August lived before staying at Catalyst, numbers have gone down drastically, with less than 24 remaining.
This is the chronically homeless population, so they've been out on the street for a long, extended period of time. They've created their own barriers, and they've had barriers created for them.
That's why soon, Compassionate Addiction Treatment will open an on-site sobering and detox center.
We'll be able to process these folks through the sobering detox center and then into housing options.
And because many still left have been chronically homeless, Compassionate Addiction Treatment, Revive, and Jules Helping Hands will follow up with them even once the camp is closed. August says these kinds of services give those experiencing homelessness a second chance.
Changed so many lives, changed mine greatly, and I'm very thankful. They've helped me overcome some serious obstacles.
Now, there is still no set date for the camp to close, but Garcia does say that that day will be coming soon. There just needs to be solutions for the remaining people that are still here at the camp. Reporting live in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Bronte, thank you. Still ahead, the world could soon be hotter than it was 100 years ago.
Meteorologist Matt Gray explains why this is happening and why it could be more than just another record coming up. Plus, mortgage rates are finally starting to stabilize. We'll take a look at the state of the housing market and what it could mean for you next on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington's Lottery and Hit 5.
Arby's, 2 for $7. bucks. Every day, classic beef and cheddar hard. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick. The choice is yours. Spring into adventure and get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models. Or get $1,500 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Celia Knott.
Volunteering as the lead pantry keeper at Ronald McDonald House, Celia shows care and compassion to all those around her.
In addition to keeping the pantry running smoothly, Celia offers tremendous support for families who are dealing with a child hospitalized.
They need love and they need support and they need the comforts of home here.
Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
You filming?
Yep.
Try rolling your wrist, dude.
You gotta focus on balance.
You should switch to sledding. I'm gonna block him.
Good idea.
Don't forget stick work. Hustle's paying off.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda, home of the lifetime warranty.
Well, hi. Hey, I'm looking for a new Honda, but I heard some dealers are charging outrageous prices.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we simply don't do that.
We ain't no big city slickers with second stickers.
It's business as usual.
We are a family-owned dealership, and our reputation is far more valuable than overcharging our customers.
We want to be here for you today, tomorrow, and in the future.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Check out our website at cdahonda.com.
2 for $7. Every day, a classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
New at 6 o'clock. New reports show promising signs for the future of the housing market. Mortgage rates finally stabilizing below 6.5%.
Well, new single-family home construction and builder confidence were up in April, according to the National Association of Home Builders. CNN's Karen Caifa tells us what this means for the current home buying and home owning landscape.
The housing market has been on a wild ride. 2021 saw near record low mortgage rates boosting demand for single family homes, resulting in bidding wars that sent home prices skyrocketing.
Many buyers were rushing to benefit from the low mortgage rates.
Meanwhile, labor shortages, supply chain issues, and rising costs took a toll on builders, slowing new construction. But aggressive actions taken by the U.S. Federal Reserve to counter inflation doubled interest rates by late last year.
Activity really slowed down in 2022, and we have not seen much of a rebound thus far in 2023.
To accommodate those more expensive loans, home prices have been falling in some places, but on average, April saw the biggest drop since 2012. And while sales remain sluggish, there still aren't enough properties on the market.
Overall, there's a sense that there's the demand there, but inventory is still really tight.
But that may soon be changing. New single-family home starts are on the rise, along with builder confidence, according to data from the National Association of Home Builders.
In the resale market, many homeowners have got a really good interest rate, and they don't want to give that up to move. So new construction has become the more popular choice these days.
As rates and home prices come down, industry experts say people can still achieve the American dream.
The dream of homeownership for Americans will always be alive and well. Sometimes it's just a little more challenging to get there.
In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Haze on the horizon, but our air quality around the region is in the moderate range. That might dip into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range by tomorrow morning, when then we'll see some improvement as the day goes on. In fact, our air quality alert is set to expire tomorrow morning, but the heat keeps on going through Saturday. I'll let you know how long the heat is going to last after the break.
Me and my friends started holding hands and we all started to pray.
This is one of the most powerful stories I have ever covered. The unthinkable.
When I saw him run out, I thought I had lost him.
Sadly, after tragedies like this, the world moves on. Well, not this time.
Oh my God. I didn't want another mom to feel this way.
This is one special you will never forget. I certainly won't.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Diamonds and Dreams is proudly sponsored by Taylor & Sons Chevrolet in Pend Oreille. At your locally owned Ace Hardware, we've got everything you need to keep your grass green and your gardens blooming all season long. With top brands like Ego and Steel, you'll be able to blow those leaves and trim those weeds like a pro. We've got a wide selection of lawn and garden accessories, and our friendly experts will help you find exactly what you're looking for to keep your lawn and garden in top condition. So come see us at Ace with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This is one of the most powerful stories I have ever covered. The unthinkable. Sadly, after tragedies like this, the world moves on. Well, not this time.
Oh my God.
This is one special you will never forget.
There's something unusual about doing business with Idaho Central Credit Union. It's not something you can put your finger on. It's not something you can copy and mass produce. It's just the Idaho way. And that's the way we partner with your business. Welcome to Business Unusual, where how you do business is how we do business. Idaho Central Credit Union. Your business is our purpose.
Selection. Wendell Ford has it. Supply chains have bounced back, and our inventory is stronger than ever. Edge, Escape, Explorer, Expedition, F-150. Even certified used vehicles with Ford's Blue Advantage. Great selection, great service, and great financing options. Don't delay. Visit Wendell Ford at the Y on North Division. And drive for generations.
Of course I know the theme song.
Entertainment Tonight. That's what people want.
It's hard to think of Entertainment Tonight without. Oh, I know it.
I mean, come on. Since I was a little kid.
This is Entertainment Tonight. This is the Bible of show business.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
It is a warm Friday evening across the region. Temperatures are in the mid-80s. Our average high this time of year is in the 60s. A little bit of a haze on the horizon. Hopefully we'll be able to clear that out as we get into Saturday evening and Sunday. 60 for an overnight low tonight. Mostly clear skies otherwise. Hazy sunshine tomorrow, particularly in the morning. High temperature of 90 degrees. We're early for 90-degree weather. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We've had a few very isolated thunderstorms up along the Canadian border and in the central Cascades. We've been dry around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and should stay that way as we clear out overnight. But there are some thunderstorms in the forecast this weekend. Let's start off our forecast radar at the current time. We're going to be absolutely dry overnight, even in the mountain areas. Here's 8 o'clock Saturday morning. You'll notice our winds starting to shift a little bit. I've got the winds on there for you as well. Saturday afternoon, the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms developing on the east slopes of the northern Cascades and in the Okanagan area, right on into the northeast mountains. 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, the Armed Forces Torchlight Parade underway, and we should have beautiful weather, warm weather, and clear skies. Then we have the chance of some showers and thunderstorms developing in the overnight Sunday. A cold front coming through that's going to drop our temperatures for Sunday and bring some hit and miss showers and thunderstorms Sunday at 7 a.m. Possibility of a few showers and then thunderstorms developing once again Sunday evening. The potential for some strong storms. Meteorologist Matt Gray will be here on the weekend, keeping a close eye and tracking those storms for you, plus the 4 News Now First Alert weather app if you're out and about. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 50s and 60s. High temperatures Saturday. Look at all the 90s across the region. Grand Coulee, Lewiston, Moses Lake, Ritzville, all in the mid-90s. Omak, 93, and even Bonners Ferry, 90 degrees. Your planning forecast. We are going to see a drop. 82 on Sunday, still not down to average. 68 on Monday with a lingering chance of showers, and then we start warming right back up above average temperatures through the rest of the week. Not record territory, but above average. We'll be in the mid-70s Wednesday through Friday with mountain showers, but we should stay dry in town, and temperatures staying well above freezing through the 7-day forecast. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. An alert from climate experts. Global temperatures next year could be the hottest since 2016, and that is not all.
New at 6 o'clock, meteorologist Matt Grace shows us why it could happen and why it could be more than just another record.
More than just another record indeed. Thank you. In 2015, we'll start with a little background. 196 countries signed the Paris Accords. It's an international treaty that set targets for, well, getting control of climate change. Now, the goal is to hold global warming to 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, above where we were in the time before the industrial age. As of today, we're up to 2.2 degrees warmer than it was 100 years ago. Now, the level of 2.7, that is the one that scientists agreed would avoid a lot of the more severe impacts of climate change if it were to get much warmer than that. However, even though we are not expected to hit that 2.7 degree average until 2034, we could and probably will see the first individual year of that level of warmth much sooner. In fact, it might even be next year. Why? Well, we could blame our friend El Nino. El Nino makes the world hotter when it comes along, and there's a reason that the hottest year on record was all the way back in 2016. A very strong El Nino over the couple of years there helped pushed it over the top. The stronger an El Nino is, the more warmth it is going to add to this equation. And it is all but certain we're going to have at least a weak to moderate El Nino by the end of this year to impact 2024. But what if we had a historically strong El Nino like we did in 2016 and also back in 1998? It is not off the table quite yet, and if it does come to pass, global temperatures next year, they could hit that 2.7 degree threshold for the first time in human history. Now, the odds for that aren't super high, less than 10%, but even a moderate El Nino has a pretty strong chance to make 2024 the hottest year on record. A good reminder here that the ambitious goals that were set almost 10 years ago by world leaders does have a deadline.
Matt, thank you. The federal government now recommends that all women over the age of 40 get screened for breast cancer every other year, while some doctors say that's not enough. Coming up.
Plus, we'll tell you where you can get free dental care this weekend in the Valley. That's next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Now a joke from York's Fresh Murder. What did the tomato say to his son when they were racing? Catch up!
Congratulations to Rathdrum, Idaho, Stubmeyer Park, and its Holt Field that's going to be rebuilt with the Diamonds and Dreams. The field needs a lot of work, and we're here to help. Diamonds and Dreams with the 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
I'm Jonah, and I'd like to welcome you to the brand new Coeur d'Alene Nissan. You'll find the grand dealership lobby open, comfortable, and relaxing. A service center with state-of-the-art equipment committed to getting you quickly and safely back on the road. There's much more to experience. I'm inviting you to stop in and see us. We're just off Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history. Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step. Experience the breathtaking phenomenon, Riverdance, the 25th anniversary show.
May 26th through 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
It's time Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away. Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
Unleash your spring adventure by scoring a great rate on a Northwest Motorsport rig. Check out the best selection of lifted trucks, diesel trucks, and adventure-ready SUVs at nwmsrocks.com. Power up your spring journey with Northwest Motorsport.
And now a joke from Yolks Fresh Market.
What drink brings you back to Earth? Gravity.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Lines Insurance at alllinesinsurer.com.
Because we have managed it well, people have the belief, well, it can't be that bad. No, it's bad.
New York City is struggling to shelter migrants sent from the southern borders since the expiration of Title 42. New York is converting hotels to house some of those new arrivals, but they're filling up so fast, and now the city is looking to use standalone school gyms to shelter people.
That plan was met with major backlash.
They're all welcome, just not to our school next to our children, where they'll be exposed to this.
And whomever is telling us not to go somewhere, you tell me where we should go then.
Denver, Colorado became the 5th city to receive migrants from Texas. The first bus arrived yesterday. Denver's mayor tweeting overnight he's happy to bill Texas for the cost of care, accusing Governor Abbott of, quote, failing to manage his own state.
Texas has had to respond to the Biden administration's refusal to enforce the immigration laws.
The mayors of at least 4 cities, including Denver and New York, sent a letter to President Joe Biden asking for federal help as the buses keep arriving. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill will be working late into the night to try and come up with an agreement to raise the debt ceiling before the June 1st deadline.
If an agreement isn't reached, the U.S. could default on its debt, and that can lead to serious economic consequences. ABC's Em Nguyen has more from Washington.
With less than 2 weeks to go before a potential U.S. default, time is running out for leaders in Washington to strike a deal to raise the debt limit. But negotiators announced today they're breaking off talks, at least for now.
We've got to get movement by the White House, and we don't have any movement yet. So, yeah, we got to talk.
As the president receives updates while he's away at the G7 summit in Japan, the White House says there are real differences between the parties on budget issues, and talks will be difficult, adding an agreement remains possible if both sides negotiate in good faith. This as House Speaker Kevin McCarthy insists teams need an agreement by the end of the weekend to avoid a default, estimating Congress will need the rest of the month to push it through both chambers.
People are willing to have reasonable conversations about how you can actually move forward and do the right thing, then we're not going to sit here and talk to ourselves.
In recent days, both parties' leaders have faced growing criticism from their own members. Some Republicans saying McCarthy should be demanding more budget cuts in exchange for raising the debt ceiling. Democrats arguing the president shouldn't be negotiating at all. The consequences could be dire come June 1st if the nation defaults on its debts. Troops could go unpaid, Social Security payments could be delayed for seniors, the stock market would likely plunge along with people's 401ks, interest rates would soar, and an estimated 8 million people could lose their jobs. As White House negotiators left their meeting with House Republicans today, they were asked whether there will be more meetings tonight or this weekend, to which they answered they're playing it by ear. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
OpenAI is making it easier to access its artificial intelligence conversational chatbot, ChatGPT, from your phone. There's now a free ChatGPT app for iPhone users. It has the same capabilities as the web version. For a $20 a month ChatGPT Plus subscription, users will get extra benefits on the app, including access to GPT-4 capabilities, which is the next generation version of the technology. The company says an Android version is currently in development. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including giving you a bird's eye view of one lake in Kootenai County that's perfect for a fishing trip in this week's Air for Adventure. And a push for more mammograms. We'll explain the government's new recommendation for how many times you should get screened for breast cancer and why some local doctors say that still isn't enough. That's next on 4 News Now.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Spring is here and it's time to get outside and play. Save on all the fun stuff this spring at the General Store, including a wide variety of gardening supplies and products, camping gear and supplies, hot clothing styles and brands, disc golf essentials, baskets, bags, and discs. You'll find everything you need and more at the General Store. Shop one of these locations or shop online at GeneralStoreSpokane.com. The General Store. We have the fun stuff.
Life, it doesn't stand still, and neither do you. And wherever you go, we're with you. We're Global Credit Union, formerly Alaska USA. For 75 years, enriching the lives of members and guiding them on their financial journeys, giving them the confidence to not just follow their dreams, but to chase them. The future? We're on it. Let's get there together. Global Credit Union. On we go.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick. The choice is yours. Spring into adventure and get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models. Or get $1,500 cash allowance. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
Monday morning means GMA at 7A. And this Monday, a rock star icon, after being brutally attacked, opens up for the first time in a world exclusive. Plus, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is here live. So good. Monday on
Good Morning America. Coeur d'Alene Casino presents the Core Stars Entertainment Series. Join us as we celebrate our 30-year anniversary with an amazing lineup of the hottest entertainment. See comedian Jeff Foxworthy on Thursday, July 27th. Don't miss an evening with Night Ranger on Thursday, August 24th. Plus, join us for King of the Cage on Thursday, September 14th. For tickets, visit the casino box office or cdacasino.com. Coeur d'Alene Casino, welcome home.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Taking a live look over downtown Spokane, you can see a little bit of haze on the horizon. There's a lot going on in this picture, too. From our studio here at 500 West Boone, we have the construction of the stadium. There's the podium, Riverfront Park, where the Lilac Festival starts tomorrow.
That's right. I wonder if people are already setting up their chairs, Chris. You know all about that.
They set them up very early in the morning. I don't think you'd want to set them up tonight. Someone might take a snooze in your chair if you set it up tonight, if you know what I mean. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We've got record highs again tomorrow. An air quality alert expires tomorrow morning, and I feel optimistic that we're going to see some of that haze clear out through the day tomorrow. Thunderstorms in the forecast for actually very early in the morning Sunday, and then it's cooler weather starting Sunday, but you'll feel it next week. Our high today was 87 degrees. That is a new record high. The previous record, 85, set back in 2006. Meanwhile, our highs today across the region, there's some 90s on the map. Winthrop, Omak, Wenatchee, and Moses Lake. 92 degrees in Lewiston today and 97 in the Tri-Cities. Our air quality, if you're heading out for Friday night fun, we are in the moderate range. As we get into the overnight, some of those particulates settle a little bit. It could sneak up into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range in spots. But overall, the trend is toward clearer air tomorrow with a high of 90. That's a record. 68 is our average high. I'll be back to talk more about that heat on the way for tomorrow and the changes in the forecast in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. New guidance for women about when to schedule their first mammogram. According to the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, screening should start at age 40.
That's a 10-year difference from the previous recommendation of age 50. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant joins us in studio tonight. Natalie, you spoke with local doctors about this change. What did they say was the biggest factor?
Well, guys, last year alone, more than 43,000 women died from breast cancer across the nation. This makes the second most common cancer here in the U.S. and the second leading cause of cancer death, which is why local providers say this new recommendation was well overdue.
Earlier the detection, the better your chance for survival. That's the message from doctors when it comes to breast cancer treatment. New guidance from the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force says that women should be getting their mammograms by age 40 instead of age 50, something that Dr. Jess Welsh, who is a breast health surgeon at Providence in Spokane, says she's already been doing.
We're glad that they've made this change since there have been some conflicting guidelines. And
one of the big reasons behind this change is that more women are getting diagnosed with breast cancer at younger ages, and screenings should reflect that.
Particularly that 40 to 50 age range, that's still not the highest incidence group of it, but we're seeing that trend going up. And we know if we catch a breast cancer early through screening, we have a much better chance to cure it.
Screening is the specialty for Dr. Amy Henkel with Inland Imaging. They are the first step for women who are looking to receive those mammograms.
So we look at the mammograms, we might do a breast ultrasound or breast MRI, any imaging studies to detect an abnormality. We'd also be the first person maybe to talk to the patient about, say that, hey, there's a finding on your imaging and here's what we need to do next about it.
She said she's also happy for this clarity and age recommendation, but is hoping for more.
I wish that they would go a little bit further and also advocate that women screen for breast cancer every year and not every other year.
And Dr. Welsh agrees, but for now, she's hoping that this prompts more women between 40 and 50 to get checked.
They tend to be the ones that if they do get a breast cancer, it may be a faster growing or more aggressive type. So we would still suggest to do mammogram every year.
Now, it's important to note that this guidance is for average risk women. If you have a family history or at that higher risk category, you could start getting those mammograms at an early age. Dr. Welsh says to talk about your situation with your doctor and that most insurances do cover them. Reporting in studio tonight, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Natalie. People living in rural communities are at a higher risk for poor outcomes surrounding pregnancy, and health insurance may play a key role, according to a new study. A study from the University of Michigan found that residents in rural communities were less likely to have health insurance before, during, and after pregnancy compared to people living in bigger cities. A lack of health insurance may decrease someone's ability to receive regular prenatal and postnatal checkups, which can be critical to someone's health. Previous research indicates that rural residents may also receive less care due to having to travel farther, and now researchers are all calling on lawmakers to address this gap in health care.
If you love baseball, you'll play just about anywhere, but there's nothing better than playing on a really nice field. Mark Peterson and the Extreme team are preparing to give one local field a much-needed upgrade.
This year, they will be heading to Chuck Holt Memorial Field in Rathdrum for this year's Diamond and Dreams project. The field is in Stubmeyer Park, and starting on Monday, the team will be starting to build a new infield that expands the field so that the field can be used for both baseball and softball, and they'll also build backstops on the other field in the park and a whole lot more. So be sure to watch 4 News Now all week long to get some daily updates on their progress leading up to the big reveal on Thursday.
If you're in need of some dental care and you also need help paying for it, you're in luck. A free dental clinic is opening its doors to the public tomorrow. It's in Spokane Valley. The dentist at Smile Source started this annual service about 4 years ago with a need to get closer to their core values of giving back and serving the community. They hope to eliminate the barriers that keep people from seeing a dentist. Tomorrow, they're offering free fillings, extractions, and exams. They will triage patients as they come on a first-come, first-served basis. If you've been holding out on seeing a dentist, that's okay.
That group of people who do fear coming to the dentist, there's a lot of people like that. We work with them every single day, and knowing that they're not going to be judged and there's no shame about where their dental health is today, it's only from today moving forward.
Smile Sources is located in Spokane Valley at 1215 North McDonald. The doors open at 8 a.m. Free fillings, exams, extractions, no cost, no insurance necessary. You can find more details on KXLY.com. The Seattle Seahawks started their offseason practices, or they will start their offseason practices next week. We hear from Coach Pete Carroll on his expectations for the upcoming season.
Before we go to break, we want to celebrate the class of 2023 as they get ready to enter the next chapter of life. And this is Ashlyn Moyles from Rogers High School. Her sister tells us that Ashlyn's high school experience was far from normal. Like most kids, her freshman year was online because of COVID. And then her sophomore year, she was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer. Because of her weakened immune system, she wasn't allowed back in school until her junior year. And she's now healthy and she's getting ready to attend Spokane Community College to become a firefighter. You can celebrate your graduating senior by submitting a photo of them on KXLY.com for the chance to win a $50 gift card and to be featured here on 4 News Now.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Skelton's Carpet One, Lewiston.
Selection. Wendell Nissan has it. Altima, Frontier, Titan, Murano, Rogue. Even certified pre-owned vehicles. Cars, trucks, and SUVs. Our inventory has never been better. Great selection, great service, and great financing options. Don't delay. Visit Wendell Nissan at the Y on North Division and drive for generations.
The Move Fitness gyms are on the move. Let's go!
With everyone getting ready for summer and a new gym opening soon in Spokane, there's never been a better time to join.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history, Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step, the 25th anniversary show.
May 26th through 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts.
This is Dan. Dan is digging a tunnel. Dan really wants to attend the MLB All-Star Week at T-Mobile Park, so Dan is digging. Too bad no one told Dan about the $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery. Each purchase comes with a chance to win one of 14 MLB All-Star Week prize packages. But Dan doesn't know that, so Dan is digging. Good luck, Dan. You might want to hurry. Or go get a $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery.
Bride killed on her wedding day. Cops saved by a drunk driver. Next in Sun Edition. Now the grieving groom speaks out. What he's saying about his beloved bride of just hours. And the woman accused of mowing her down. Then, remember this? The rise and fall of the BlackBerry phone. Watch the next in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
87 degrees, our record-breaking high today. 85 was the previous record. Now, we hit that number back in 2006. That's the most recent time. But originally back in 1897, when they were taking the temperature in downtown Spokane. So probably that 2006 is a more accurate reflection of that temperature. 8:26 our sunset time. We are going to go for another record tomorrow, 90 degrees. The forecast high 86 is our record set back in 1928. Now, it's early to be hitting 90 degrees. The average date of our first 90 degree or higher day isn't until a month from now, June 19th. The record for the earliest, however, April 24th, 1977. So we're not too far off of our average date. We're closer to our average date than the record. Meanwhile, our temperature trend over the next 7 days, we go all the way from 90 tomorrow to 82 on Sunday, and then we dip below average just briefly, 68 on Monday, but that's only below average by 1 degree. Our average high on Monday is 69, and then start warming back up again above average temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Temperatures, our precipitation, meanwhile, to go along with our temperatures, here's our forecast radar starting off tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We are going to be staying dry in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but start to see some showers and thunderstorms developing along the east slopes of the northern Cascades into the Okanagan and eventually into the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho by tomorrow evening. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene still staying dry. I stopped it at 8 o'clock because of the Armed Forces Torchlight Parade tomorrow night. That is looking good. And then showers and thunderstorms coming into the rest of the region by 1 a.m. and continuing 7 a.m. Sunday. Still the possibility of a few isolated showers with more thunderstorms developing during the day on Sunday. It's going to be a breezy day as well. That should really help clear out that wildfire smoke and disperse it. And we're also going to cool things down. Here's a look at your planning forecast. 82 on Sunday. There's that big dip on Monday with still a slight chance of showers. Then we are dry and 70s. Still above average, but quite a dip from 70 overnight lows through the forecast, staying well above freezing. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. And as Chris was just saying, it's going to be a hot one in downtown tomorrow for the Lilac Festival. The festival kicks off at 9 a.m., starts with the Cruise in the Falls car show on Spokane Falls Boulevard. If you're looking to do a little shopping, don't miss the Lilac City Market on Howard Street. That's at 11. Then you can cool off with a cold beer for the annual Brew Fest. It's in front of the pavilion. That starts at 1 o'clock. The Armed Forces Torchlight Parade, 7:45. Several streets will be closed for that event, so you're going to have to move your car at some point. For a list of closures and when to look for those, find this story on KXLY.com.
New at 6:30 for many. There's nothing like getting that cooler all packed and hitting the many lakes of our area to do a little fishing.
In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we are giving you a bird's eye view of one lake just outside Coeur d'Alene that's just been filled with fish. That's insider tip right there. Let's go with the Air 4 drone over Fernan Lake.
Fernan Lake is where we are at today. I think it's the adrenaline rush of it. It's probably what it is. The minute that I feel that bite or that end, that something on the end of my line, I think that's like the, I don't know, it's like an addictive feeling that kind of gets you hooked every single time you do it. Hammered on a jerkbait all the time by trout. I love fishing for trout. That's how I grew up fishing. The one thing that I love about North Idaho is we have such a healthy trout population. That's one thing I think we take pride in a lot. And so when I see them stalking the lakes and everything, it makes me so excited to go out and catch those trout.
We're interested in tagging rainbow trout in order to understand how anglers use those fish when we stock them in lakes. We want to make sure that the trout we're stocking are being used to their fullest potential. Specifically, we were putting T-bar anchor tags in rainbow trout. Each tag has a unique number, and there's a phone number on the tag and allows anglers who might catch that fish to call and report the tag and their catch of that fish. We were at the Sandpoint Fish Hatchery. That facility is not used to raise fish anymore, but it is a distribution center for rainbow trout being stocked throughout the Panhandle region. We stock somewhere around 15 to 20 lakes in the Panhandle region with rainbow trout. We use hatchery fish for a variety of reasons. One of the most common reasons is to make fishing better. So we're interested in putting fish in places that might not have enough fish to make angling successful, or just to provide a harvest opportunity where wild populations might not support a lot of harvest. Today we're going to stock probably around 800 fish or so, I think. Fernand Lake in particular, place we're at today, does get a lot of this rainbow trout that we stock in the region. It's one of the places that has really good angler access, and we want to provide a great opportunity to catch these fish at a place where people can get at them. So Fernand Lake's a great place to do that.
On a beautiful day, I just like to absorb the good weather, honestly. Like, life throws so many harsh things at people and so many unexpected things. I just like to take the good things while I have it and enjoy them and take advantage of fishing, something I love to do.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
And before we go to break, we are all invited to a special birthday celebration tomorrow at Sullivan Family Farms in Cheney. Sprite the brown ox turning 10. According to the family farms, Sprite was seriously injured in a fire last year, and they weren't sure if Sprite would survive. So they do want to celebrate. For more info, just find this story on KXLY.com.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
No matter where you are in your financial journey, we're here to help you along the way. Open a free Ascend checking account and you can earn 3.50% APY on balances up to $15,000 with no minimum balance required. Bring your finances to new heights with our checking that pays you dividends. Get your account today at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
It's spring decking season, which means the best time to get the best selection and savings before the summer rush hits. From the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. It's time to shop for wood. Shop where the contractors go for the best ideas to make your backyard beautiful for summer. From a great selection of aluminum and iron rod railing to the best quality decking choices, Windsor Plywood is the one-stop shop to get it done. Windsor Plywood.
This may sound strange, but you've been here before. You were here when this wrench was turned, and when this line was drawn. Oh, and when this stitch was sewn. Because you inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
A couple years ago, we started noticing that my mom started to have some cognitive decline on the spectrum of dementia. Yunny and I have had to kind of put our jobs on the back burner to really help take care of my mom.
It's our mom, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for her.
If we had a resource like Walk Cares, that would have been so helpful to ease some of our financial burden. Walk Cares is a program that I think will benefit everybody.
She was looking so fine, 5'5" banging that style.
Where's the butler?
It's John Butler. Hate being judged by your name? So do we. At Consign Furniture and Jewelry, we're not what you think. Our inventory is the best in the Northwest. Like this, and this, and this. Check out the most unique shopping experience in the universe.
New name means new fun. Tooele Casino is now Mr. Claw Casino Hotel.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Julian Minenso. Hopefully the Seattle Seahawks players are getting a lot of rest and relaxation this weekend. By this time on Monday, the guys are going to be exhausted. The Seahawks begin OTA workouts. OTA, otherwise known as organized team activities. Off-season workouts, so there are 3 phases to these OTA practices. The first focuses on team meetings and strength and conditioning. The next phase will have players go through various non-contact drills, and the final phase will focus on team scrimmages. That's when the players can actually start tackling each other. The Seahawks will have a total of 9 OTA practices. Head coach Pete Carroll can't wait to get started.
I really am charged about this group, and the whole offseason has been that there's a sense, of something special's happening, and I've felt this before in other years, coming off of the year before, not quite getting the business taken care of, and you can feel that it's there. It's about building that relationship and that connection to the commitment and the goals and where we think we can go, and we get nothing but really high expectations around here.
Seahawk OTAs begin on Monday. Washington State baseball is still in position to earn a spot in the Pac-12 tournament. The Cougars sit in the 9th and final tournament spot, but need to win these last 2 games against number 3 Stanford to clinch that trip to Arizona. We pick things up in the 5th inning. Washington State trailing 2-1. Stanford's Malcolm Moore, well, he makes things worse for the Cougars. That one is good for a double down the line. A pair of runs will come across to score as the Cougars fall behind 4-1. But Washington State had a rally going in the next inning. Bryce Matthews delivers with runners on base. That cuts Stanford's lead to 6-3 as the Cougars are alive, but that's when Stanford started to tighten things up on the mound. Kyle Russell has a chance to tie things up right here, but he strikes out, can't get it done. Washington State comes up short 7-4. With the loss, Washington State is tied with Cal for that final spot in the Pac-12 tournament. Cal and Washington are playing right now. Cal is winning that game 3-1 in the early innings. If Cal wins, they will jump the Cougars for that last tournament spot. Final games of the regular season are tomorrow. And Washington State women's basketball has had a lot of success with international players, and they've added another one to the roster. The Cougars signed Italian guard Eleonora Villa. Villa is the 5th member of the class of 2023-24 for Washington State. Villa has been a part of the Italian national women's basketball program since 2020, and she is averaging 13 points a game in her international season right now. And that'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Adventure, culture, and fine wine await you in the Lewis-Clark Valley, less than 2 hours south of Spokane. Tour some of the world's most spectacular wilderness, beauty, and wildlife in Hell's Canyon. Experience the region's rich and diverse culture and history. Savor award-winning Lewis-Clark Valley wines and delicious culinary creations from a variety of local wineries and fine dining establishments. Go to visitlewisclarkvalley.com and plan your destination getaway today.
Congratulations to Rathdrum, Idaho, Stubmeyer Park, and its Holt Field that's going to be rebuilt with the Diamonds and Dreams. The field needs a lot of work, and we're here to help. Diamonds and Dreams with the 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita, bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Right now, lease a 2022 GMC Sierra for $490 a month, and GE will include a $750 rebate and a $1,500 lease loyalty rebate for qualified buyers. The all-wheel drive Sierra features a 310 horsepower high-output engine, best-in-class crew cab, cutting-edge technology, and much more. Come see the selection of new Sierras just off I-90 at George G. Buick GMC, the top volume GMC Buick dealer in Washington State.
Did somebody turn off the lights? Don't forget your seatbelt.
This car won't start until you buckle up.
Seatbelt, Grandma.
1 hour, 2 hours, wake up.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
However you say it, it's perfect. Together, we get there.
You filming?
Yep.
Try rolling your wrist, dude.
You gotta focus on balance.
You should switch to sledding. I'm gonna block him. Good idea.
Don't forget stick work. Hustle's paying off.
Ford News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
Coming up on Nightside, a former Cheney High School teacher has been accused of sexually abusing students.
When the alleged abuse took place and why the school district is being sued. Plus, many men experiencing mental illness suffer in silence. The steps one therapist says we can all take to help boys build positive mental health practices. Those stories and more tonight on Nightside.
The warmest day of the season so far on the way for tomorrow, a high of 90 degrees. That would be a record. Hazy sunshine to start the day and then some clearer air as the day goes on.
A couple of record days back to back.
Yes, just 2 though, and then we're cooling down.
We knew it was a record because the horn was going.
I do have a horn.
I love that.
The breaking news horn.
It is. It's important for us to all hear.
I want to get your attention.
It works. It works.